I'm seething. Atlanta Airport, United Airlines, an airline that I have silver status at. 5 hours of delays, 5 hours of delays. You know what I mean? Like waiting for the flight, giving every reason in the book of why we're not, like the plane isn't there, the crew isn't there, the engine isn't there, I don't even know, the airport isn't there, I'm not there, like nothing's there, every reason in the book. And it's just, I'm so done just like giving people my money to then be treated like literal human garbage.
How long were you sitting in the airport?
We got there at noon. I was through security by 1 p.m. and I got on my flight at 7 p.m. and took off at like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Were people losing it in the airport or on the
Yes.
plane?
Not
Hang
horrible,
on.
like
Were those people you?
wasn't me. People were like, there were multiple people like got off the plane. Like we were on the plane and then they just kept telling us every 25 minutes, like, we're going to be taking off in a moment. And I'm like, you said that 5 times now. And like, they wouldn't let us, like, they wouldn't look at us in the face. And like, so multiple people were like, I'm getting off the plane. Like they would, and they just got their stuff and went right to the front and they were like, let me off the plane. And the people were like, okay. And just like, oh, like let them off. I'm writing a scathing email to the customer service. And I promise you, I am telling you, I am going to get a free flight. Like I'm going to be paying net zero for this flight because the fact that I have status on this airline. Have you ever seen the movie Okja on Netflix?
Of course.
Like where the little girl has like that big, huge, like pig, like manatee walrus thing that like is her pet.
What role are you in this?
I'm the manatee walrus.
How?
And spoiler, at the end of the movie, that all of the manatee walrus pigs get like brought to slaughter. And that was me getting fucking carted through this airport onto the plane and fucking told to shut the fuck up and just like, dude, like it was insane to me.
You are really going to war over this.
I'm so mad. And then we get to Newark, open up Lyft, open up Uber. It's midnight. Like it's literally 12 a.m. No cars. Like there's a million people. And then I have to go through my credit card, through my Chase Sapphire Reserve card that I then have like a free 1-year trial of Lyft Pink, which is like a way to just... It's a way to just grease the app to like get cars, basically.
Lyft Pink?
Yes.
Is that a lesbian only shuttle service?
Lyft
Pink? It sounds like a sex act.
Well, I felt like I was getting 1 in the pink and 2 in the stink is what I felt like, what was happening to me. Okay.
Wow. Has your self-esteem suffered because of this? First, you've compared yourself to an animated hippo earlier. You just keep getting, as whoever's playing the role of you in this story gets more grotesque with every beat.
I know. I felt like human garbage.
What is your solution? What will you do? Do you think will it stop at the scathing email or no?
No, I'm just, every time there's a time for me to complain, I'm immediately complaining. Like we even got an Uber, like Hassan got an Uber called for him. And you know how whenever you know that they don't want to pick you up, so they just wait wherever they are and then don't come to get you. Have you ever had that?
Whenever I see completing another ride, I cancel right away.
It's not even that. He's just like 10 minutes away and then it's been 5 minutes and he hasn't moved. You've never had that happen to you?
Yeah.
And they just wait for you to cancel it. So I'm like, no, message him right now and say, hi, are you coming to pick me up? ? Because then that's in the app. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, my fuse now for this stuff. And not like I'm getting violent. I'm not yelling like at people's faces. I'm not like, it's not so much a like, I'm going to rage out on you so that it's going to be like, hi, here's what I'm demanding, like end of sentence. And when they say like, I can't do that for you, I'm just going to like follow that up with like another demand that's just as firm. And I like know that this is like, I'm putting my Karen wig on and just never stopping now. Because I'm so sick of like spending so much money, having status, having Lyft Pink, which I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like having all these like VIP situations to like still be treated like absolute garbage.
How dare that? I have a Chase Sapphire card, you son of a bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
This is going to get ugly. I fear for the next customer service rep.
You should.
With Chris DeRosa.
You should. I am not paying 1 cent for the flight that I just took last night. I
Well,
promise
you
you that.
shouldn't. You definitely
Yeah.
shouldn't. I just feel bad for the people who work at the airports that have to have
Sure.
people screamed at them. You are so unsympathetic right
No,
now.
I don't care anymore. I'm done. That's causing me monetary problems because I'm like not going to stick up for myself when they won't even make eye contact with us. No, that's not how we do this anymore. I used to not want to play the game, and now I'm playing the game. That's what I'm saying. I'm ready to be on that chat call I'm ready to be on a hold with someone for an hour and then just be like, okay, here's my problem, and not get off the phone until I get exactly what I want. Like, that's what I'm doing now. I'm being a petty ass bitch.
First of all, I am not surprised that happened in Atlanta, because that airport in particular is, I bet if they did a study about where people had the most cardiac incidents, I think that airport would be the one. For real. It's just I try not to even go there for a layover. I try not to even fly over Georgia if I can help it. I'll take multiple flights just to avoid that whole area. Just not interested anymore.
Do you feel this way? I mean, do you feel this way about certain like apps and stuff like that? Do you like, do you agree with, am I insane? Like, that's fine if
You're not insane. You're not insane. I just don't, I hate to say that I've surrendered to it, but I think that this is the thing that can't get better. I think it's a thing where like you read article after article about people who are quiet quitting.
Like, once I was there with complaining, it was fine. Like, then I got whatever I wanted, but it's like not everyone on the flight is going to do that. I almost went up to the gate and was like, hey, everyone, make sure that you all like, that's what I'm going to start doing, is being petty. And you're going to start seeing me on the news, is me being like, hey, everyone at this gate, make sure you go in your United app and tell the person that you talk to that you need food vouchers. And then we'll all go, like, I'm like spinning out of control.
So you went like, first you started as Karen, just like, and
no, now I'm like,
it's a little Norma Ray now.
No, I know.
Like, what?
But that's what
now you're leading a revolution in the Atlanta airport.
Yes, but that's what I want to do, is be like, oh, when you were being fucking assholes to us, guess what happens now? You owe us hundreds of dollars because you wouldn't look us in the eyes and say, hey, this is going to be like 3 more hours. You know what I mean?
Because you're a silver status member.
Not even that, because I have a ticket. Like, say, oh my God, this engine thing we have to fix so the plane doesn't explode in the air while we're flying. Like, I get if it's a safety thing, like I'll wait there, like, or I'll get another flight. But like, don't act like everything's fine and nothing's wrong and whatever. Just tell me what's happening.
I don't wait for the vouchers. I'm just like, where can I stay? What am I doing? Where are the strip clubs?
Well, that's the thing, is like, I'm like, oh, do I want to spend $500 on a ticket like that night times 2 to go to just to get home? And I'm like, no, you owe me this. Like, you know, I'm here on time and I paid the money. So now you got to pony up.
Right.
Like, sorry, I don't care. Guess what? I don't care that you don't have the crew. Don't book this flight then. The crew not being there is none of my problem.
No, but it affects you though.
It sure does.
Them not being there affects your safety.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, I don't get, like, what the fuck's up? Hire more people and actually just give me what you've promised me since I've bought this ticket. Not like treated me like I'm a piece of garbage and like
Okja.
Yeah, like Okja. Literally, if I watch that, I would be triggered, because I'd be like, I understand these hippos that are going to the slaughter.
I'm triggered when I watch that movie because we have the same size waist. That is why I cannot look at it.
And that's how I'm treating it now. I'm not treating it, oh, I feel bad for the people. I feel bad for this person. I feel bad for myself. How about that? You're just like, I'm over it, right? Like, you're not even trying to do customer service. You're not trying to like fight for your money. You're not trying to.
I have no expectations of anybody in customer service. None. It's kept my blood pressure down. I expect that a bad job will be done anytime I need service for any reason. And so when I get even middling service, I'm just in a good mood on it.
You're happy.
Yep.
See, I wish I could be that. Like, I wish I could be that, you know?
I wasn't always this way. This came after years of, like, in some cases, physically tearing apart bars and other stores and fist pounding at Macy's and, dare I even say, Sears. I mean, just like for years, decades of like, why is everyone so stupid? And then I'm just like, well, I don't know, because we just all are. So
you were this, and you've just moved past it, is what's happening. It's like, I'm just you 20 years ago.
My soul died 12 years ago, and now I just don't care. Now I feel like I deserve the abuse.
All right, so one day I will get out of this because I just want to complain and complain and complain. And just like anytime, like my new mantra is like anytime that there's a possibility for me to go on an app and complain about the service, I'm doing it.
It feels so good at the time when you're doing it too, like to
Yeah.
let all this out, even, and this is the rush that people don't talk about is like when you look at these Karen videos and these people are destroying stores or kicking over cash registers and stuff, as awful as that is, and it is awful for the people that are innocently working at a place.
Yeah.
As a person who's pounded their fist on a counter before, that shit feels real good. That is a great temporary release. You know, I never let that fist hit a cashier's face, but when you're screaming at somebody, oh God, that shit just feels fantastic. I'm getting a boner right now thinking about it.
I'm not even saying like go scream at people. I'm just saying like I want to hit these people in their pockets. I want to like, now that I had this horrible experience, like literally basically pay $0 for the flight that I had to take.
Well, you're entitled to pay $0 for it. You
I'm not trying to like ruin someone's life. What I'm trying to do is like get free shit for complaining because the service is so terrible.
Well, and you also get insulted because you want them to be prepared. Like if it's a tornado, I obviously know that we're not going to take off. But if it's the crew and the motor and all this shit, you should have an instant system in place that placates me for the inconvenience. Because why are we pretending that like this is the first time it happened?
Exactly.
Because they always, it's like they're instructed to use that tone, especially at the airport. Like, well, we've had a little bit of a problem here. Our crew is on a different flight, so we're going to have to. Oh, really? Well, maybe if you had written down who was supposed to be here, they would have shown up. It just seems like easily solvable problems, and that's where it gets frustrating. But then that bell goes off in my head that reminds me, literally everyone is an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll just sit here and go to a hotel.
So that's how I'm living my life now. I have lived pink, which I'm not sure what that means, but it means something. So.
They think you're a lesbian.
Yeah. They're going to be like, Miss, is this Miss Chris DeRosa that gets in the car?
By the way, are you sure you want to say your full name? The next time you fly United, they're probably going to urinate in your Bloody Mary.
You know that I like tag them in Instagram stories, like explaining the entire. Oh, I don't give I'm so over it. I like want to be on their list. To be like, we better not even try.
Yeah, but you're going to be on the no-fly list.
I'll get on that note. I'll wear that with honor. All right. I always say we've got a big one. And this one we really do. The accolades that I'm about to throw at you are going to hit you in the face. This is a highbrow person that is coming down into the absolute trash heap, garbage, radioactive waste dump that is this podcast / our subject that we're going to talk to.
But we're still cute.
Yeah. Erin Bagwell. We met in Chelsea Devantez's Celebrity Book Club Patreon Sugar Cookie tier once a month book club. Erin Bagwell is a filmmaker whose first film, Dreamgirl, was premiered at the Obama White House. It was toured all over the entire world. It is a great movie. It's on YouTube right now. I watched it the other night and I bawled my eyes out. She is part of Oprah's Super Soul 100. Her second film, Year One, is about the first year of motherhood. She was also in the Behind the Mac ads on Apple, if you remember those from in the subway. What year was that, Erin?
I think 2018.
2018. So you've seen her face on billboards. You've seen her movies at the White House. She has a podcast called Love in Common. Erin Bagwell is with us. Welcome.
Guys, thank you so much. I couldn't be happier to be in the garbage with you. I need you to know that I'm a gal of high and low. That I was telling Chris, I was trolling my mother's school, elementary school, to look for other teachers who had seen Vanderpump Rules so that I could get into the Scandoval of it all. I'm obsessed. I feel like I'm at home here. This is a safe place. Thank you for having me.
We're thrilled that you're here.
She sent me a voice note saying, like, I'm just trolling the hallways, like wandering, like someone just wandering in, being like, has anyone seen this?
And the best part is I got the gym teacher, I got the librarian, and then we had like a women's circle, an old-fashioned Gloria Steinem women's circle where we were all like, all right, we doing this? Like, what does everybody think? How is everyone feeling? It was like spectacular.
That's how I describe Vanderpump, an old-fashioned Gloria Steinem women's circle. The revolution that it inspires, really, every week.
Absolutely. Pushing boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
This Scandoval has blown up into something that, in my opinion, like, it should not be. And it has gripped the world. Like, and I'm
so shocked that you don't feel shocked about it all.
Oh, I don't know. The only thing to rival it right now is like the Goop trial, which like Dominick is like gripped by.
I mean, the fact that these two pop culture behemoths are rearing themselves at the same time, it was truly just, it was a discussion. Like who's more important right now? And Scandoval won for us this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And let's get into that actually. On the off chance that you are a person listening to this podcast that doesn't know what Scandoval is, allow me to break it down for you. I would also like to say that in order to get up to speed on this, I had to call my parents who are in their 70s. They are Vanderpump stans and just explaining
they could have been in the women's circle.
I'm gonna give me the address of that school. I'm gonna send my parents there.
Yes. Maybe I need to start a support group.
So first of all, the greatest thing about Scandoval to me is that it's called a Scandoval. I mean, it literally is a telenovela and should be, in my opinion, treated with the exact same reverence that those things are treated, which is
correct.
None. So how do we explain it? I'm using, by the way, I'm referencing a Mashable article by Tim Marson from earlier in the month, who broke this down for the uninitiated. So basically, Tom Sandoval, who is a cast member of Vanderpump Rules, allegedly cheated on his longtime girlfriend, Ariana Madix, who is also a cast member of Vanderpump Rules. He cheated on her, allegedly, with another Vanderpump star named Raquel Leviss, and she is the ex-fiance of another Vanderpump star named James Kennedy. Now we could literally, DJ, like, the world spins.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me, DJ James Kennedy. Thank you.
DJ
Let's
James
use proper
Kennedy.
surnames. Yeah.
Thank you. Do you think he's had that changed on his birth certificate?
If not, I don't know why he has
the white Kanye. It could be both, you know.
Oh yeah, he did dub himself the white Kanye, which aged horribly.
But for James Kennedy, it feels
it kind of is fitting. It actually does fit.
Fine.
It's fitting.
It hasn't shaped one way or the other.
So that's the nuts, and that's what Scandoval is. Now, obviously, there are concentric circles within concentric circles with this. You know, Vanderpump is a spinoff of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sheena worked at a restaurant called Sir, owned by Lisa Vanderpump, she of the title. And the whole show basically started because Sheena had an affair with the husband of a cast member on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then Vanderpump Rules was born basically from that affair. Basically, Tom Sandoval and Ariana are together for 10 years.
A long time.
Unmarried. They own a home. They are a couple. They are the Goldie and Kurt of Vanderpump Rules. They've even been clear apparently that they didn't want to get married, but they refer to each other as life partners. And then there's Raquel, who has already sort of twisted and turned her way through the cast to varying degrees. She leads us to believe that perhaps there's going to be an affair with the other Tom, because there was a Coachella makeout with Tom Schwartz. But it turns out, courtesy of TMZ, we find out that the person she's actually hooking up with is Tom Sandoval, Ariana's boyfriend.
Yes.
And they break the story, and it wasn't just a hookup. It was an affair. It was something that was going on for 6 months, and it has turned Bravo, Beverly Hills, every restaurant on the West Coast,
every
and the
Catholic
entire internet.
In Western New York.
It has set ablaze. It has set so much ablaze that one would think that someone on this show has the nuclear codes, but they don't. It was an affair.
Much to Erin's chagrin, I am like, who cares? Like, I truly am like, the thing that I think is interesting about this is that there's so many things that we have talked about that like blew up out of nothing. And like, because of social media and because we're so connected to each other and because everyone now thinks that they're like a social media, like a everyone thinks that they're on Entertainment Tonight. Like everyone thinks that they're like Page Six's newest correspondent. Like and Page Six just doesn't know it yet. And because of that, there is like,
I'm sorry. Anytime someone says Entertainment Tonight, I have to sing this song.
Like everyone thinks that that's their personal jingle. Like, and that is, I think, why some of these things are like blowing up and becoming these big things. Because like in theory, like we would just watch this all play out on the show and we would love it. But it has now, because we're like talking about it and this and that, like much worse things have happened on these shows, and the amount of controversy about them have not been this big. And so my initial thoughts are really, and Erin is literally like having to deep breathe and is blinking very fast because she's ready to throttle me. But like, there's something about it where I'm like, the fact that this is what's blowing up is like crazy. But I said it again, it's like, we don't have to think about the fact that like Ohio is a toxic waste dump and like everyone's going to die there, because we can talk about Tom and Raquel and Ariana and Sheena and Kristen Duty and Jax Taylor.
They've united us, is what you're saying.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like we don't have to think about gun control. We don't have to think about presidential elections. We don't have to think about laws, because we can think about Sheena punching Raquel allegedly after they were filming Watch What Happens Live and knocking her head against the wall.
Erin, what is your hot take?
Listen, I completely disagree, Chris. You know, we've had bits and bobs about this back and forth, but I feel completely blindsided. And I must come forward and say that I loved, past tense, Tom Sandoval. I was obsessed with Tom Sandoval.
What?
I love that he does the dishes when he goes to Winter House. I love that he organizes people's parties. He seems like a mature, put-together human. And let me tell you what, I feel bamboozled. I feel like he took me for a ride. He's a too charming narcissist, and I fell for it. You know who's suffering during this? Me. I'm questioning my whole identity, my relationship to everyone I know, because I truly thought he was a good dude. And I think Ariana is gorgeous. And I'm here for her conversations about mental health and her sandwiches. So I do feel like real rocked by this. And not only, you know, did he have this affair? Okay, whatever, Miami girl with stuff going on other times, maybe. But this is like, Raquel, what does she bring into the table? Anything? A drop? I just don't understand it at all. I think it's so nasty for him to have carried it along for so long. And again, I'm making this about me. I feel bamboozled. I feel betrayed because I loved Tom.
Yeah. Very few people I've ever heard that sentence be uttered, like that you loved him.
I
now,
did.
Can I tell you that I did go to Tom Tom once? It was actually like not bad. But every single person that was there, this was what, 2018, probably 2019. Every single person that was there to be at Tom Tom to like hopefully seat the Toms or someone. And Tom Sandoval came in, the restaurant was packed. Like, I will say, like, they're making money. So when they try to be like, oh, I don't know. I mean, yes, COVID happened. Like, you know,
are they making money, or is Lisa? Lisa is
making money. Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. But like the restaurant was successful when I was there. He comes in and is like pretending to like point something out, like as if he's like running the restaurant, to be like, see that light over there, something, not paying attention to everyone that's like just snapping
like
photos
back,
of him.
Just like,
no, literally this is what he did.
Looking like a director, pointing to things.
Well, because it turns out he's actually the janitor at the establishment.
Yes, No, Erin, that's exactly what he did. What you just did is what he did. Like point at something and be like, you know, this needs to bulb. Talking.
I look good in this light.
Well, I've eaten at Sir and Tom Tom. I thought Sir it was like being at Epcot. Like it was it was very theme park. The fast casual food was decent. I mean, nothing really bad to say about
the goat cheese balls.
Well, to me, disgusting is decent. So yes, we agree on this. It wasn't bad.
Allegedly, what has been reported is that Ariana finds a video on Tom's phone. It's of Raquel. It's of a sexual nature.
Tom Sandoval recorded a sexting conversation and kept it on his phone. And so somehow when Ariana went to go take a picture, she found this screen recorded sexual activity.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, that's real weird.
It's weird. And so basically she finds this out. She calls Raquel and is like saying that she knows this now. This is right after Raquel and Sheena have recorded Watch What Happens Live. Allegedly, Sheena finds out and then punches her in the face and then throws her against the wall. Hotly debated topic. We don't know if it's real, if it's not. Raquel releases like a picture of her with like a thing on her, a scar on her eye. And then Sheena denies that she did this. There's a lot of, this is the thing. Now that we have the social media and like everything is so accessible on TikTok and Instagram and all this stuff, it's like the minute something happens, there's like 75 different stories. And like every single story is just some random person that made up a story, which I think is like the part of me that kind of makes it, I start to like de-escalate everything. Cause I'm like, this is just like a bunch of people talking about it. And as someone who usually has a lot of the scoop and like knows what really happened, I usually see these stories and I'm like, that's not even remotely what happened. And all these people are running with it. So like, I'm very...
Well, I do think part of the, glamour or salaciousness of this story was that it's like news came out and then came out and then came out. It felt like we were really building almost like a television arc. I mean, it was gorgeous the way things were dropping. Like that whole weekend, we were all glued to our phones, sharing resources, information, support.
Yes, allegedly the affair started when they were filming a season, but all of the drama right now happens in between when they're done filming the season and when the reunion is going to be filmed. So they pick back up cameras to film scenes the aftermath of this, which is beautiful.
I did not know that crucial bit of information. Dom. I thought that it was just like, they're still filming and we're doing the reunion. Like this is a gift. It actually wasn't a gift.
No.
These producers just
did
their jobs.
This is like ring. Hi, Dominick Pupa. We need to get cameras on this now. Are you available right now to go to Schwartz
this whole
and Sandy's?
time, I really did think that it had happened because the reunion hadn't been shot. I'm like, this is a gift, but that's just the job. But good. And they all came back,
So this is like hot off the press. So that part is then the minute that they find out there's cameras rolling, everyone explodes. And they're like, and then it really takes off.
Well, then you get the B characters who got kicked off are coming back and they've got an opinion. Now Jax thinks he can have a podcast. Everybody's like throwing their hat in the Vanderpump ring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely reinvigorated the show because the show's been on for, what is this, season 10?
This was not a good, the last season was not good. We were on a down slope, I can say. As someone not affiliated, it was not. We were losing steam on VPR. It was, you're watching because they're your friends and you've seen them for however many seasons, but they weren't giving us anything new.
And now it's like this might as well be season 1 that we're gonna film coming up next. You know what I mean? Like this is now completely, the interest is beyond through the roof for the show.
Yeah. I have a lot of concerns, though, about if we're going to keep shooting next season.
I'm sure there are discussions about whether or not next season starts.
Well,
now. I mean, I'm sure that there are discussions about like, why go on hiatus? We should just keep going.
I kind of don't know. And Chris, you can speak to the Katie Maloney of it all. I don't think that Katie and Ariana can hold the story in the way that the Toms could. And so I'm like nervous that we're going to split off into this weird universe where it's like the girls versus the boys. And I just don't see them really being able to hold our like, I think Katie and Ariana are very normal seeming. And I don't know if they're reality stars with love,
slam,
and solidarity.
Yes. Putting her hat back
Putting my hat back on.
Something about her.
You know what I'm saying?
I
like, remember that vacation with Lala was like the most boring thing I've ever seen on television.
The most sad thing I've ever seen.
I didn't even want to be there. And I have 2 children. I'm ready to leave the house at any moment.
Katie is so... I need her to stop wearing spaghetti strap dresses with triangle like top parts and thinking that that's cute. I need her to stop having a wrist tattoo with cheetah on it. And I need her to stop pretending like she's something. I will remind everyone as viewers that 2 seasons ago, they said, what does Katie do all day? And then they cut to a montage of her sitting on the couch eating. And I'll leave it at that as to not.
And I will add on to say, with love, I think Katie seems like a normal person.
Great.
Who wants to sit on the couch and eat a bag of chips. Like, that's great. Like, yeah, I feel like she's somebody I would hang out with. She seems like, I love that she's like a little bit sassy, but she's not it. Do you know what I mean? And
she's out of place.
I'm afraid the girls are going to get buried in this because they're just not as charismatic as the Toms. I mean, Katie's whole fucking family did a restaurant for 1 million years, and Lisa Vanderpump gave the keys to the Toms, who have zero experience whatsoever, never made any meetings on time. Like, they're just more charismatic. They're the stars. Everybody knows it.
We're making a television show here, not like a popularity contest.
Well, the answer to the question of what does Katie do all day, the short answer is disgust Chris DeRosa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1,000,000%.
So as of press time, by the way, they did shoot the reunion. When we air this podcast, they will have shot it just a little bit over a week ago, a little under a week ago. And when I saw in the New York Post, yes, I still check in with the New York Post. I apologize.
Who doesn't?
Everyone.
You don't need to.
There was a photo of Tom and Raquel smoking in the parking lot. The photos were taken by, whatever dial-a-pap agency the two of them are using, because they were fucking posed for it. So they're in the parking lot on a break from the reunion. And in the caption of the photo, it says, Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss were seen together for the first time since their groundbreaking affair was exposed earlier this month. Now listen, I love Bravo. I love mess. I love this whole thing. Groundbreaking, though, I think might be a bit of a stretch.
Well, this is the point of what I've been trying to make earlier, was like, let's go back in the history of time. Like, that's what this show is about. The show is about wannabe actors and models that are servers and bartenders at this restaurant that is like engineered to be, our servers are really hot, so you should go there so you can oogle at the hot servers, which is completely fine, but that's what it is. Wanting to be famous and be actors, and like they all cheat on each other and have sex with each other. That's the point of the show. So the fact that, and guess what? This is not the first time someone has cheated on Vanderpump Rules.
No.
Like, there's multiple affairs happening a season. Like a season, there's cheating. There's cheating with best friends. There's cheating with like two people that hate each other, then randomly reveal, oh yeah, we had sex 2 nights ago. Like
this
left is and right. This is par for the course for the show. So it's hilarious to me that.
But I feel like we haven't had a drama like this in quite some time.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
We haven't had that bombshell moment which is why we know and love the series. You're absolutely correct.
You're right, because I don't know. As a casual observer of the show, to me, this doesn't feel any more fiery than other stuff that I've seen on the show over the past 10 years. Again, as a casual observer.
Yeah. No,
you're
correct.
Vanderpump Rules, quite simply, is the house that whores built. That is literally what the show, how it started and what it is. And I will, not just to save face, I will qualify legitimately that I love whores. I am friends with several dozen of them. I've been one at various points in my life. There is nothing wrong with being a whore. You got to face the consequences of that behavior. But just because someone's a whore, to me, that's just an eye roll, because, to quote Showgirls, we're all whores, darling, aren't we?
We're talking about 10 years, a relationship, 10 years, and where there were no red flags. Well, maybe there were a lot of
Erin.
There were red flags. We knew they weren't in love anymore.
How dare you say that there were no red flags? I will just quickly drop that that Tom and Ariana got together while he was still with Kristen Doty, his old ex-girlfriend. So
yeah,
that if that isn't a red flag enough, I don't know what.
Well,
is.
I mean, I feel like we know that their relationship has lost that zazazoo. They do feel like an old married couple.
Well, much because I think Ariana literally hates him and has for years.
It's what hot famous people
do.
They whore. Like, if you want to be famous and you don't just want to use that to get laid, then do summer stock. Don't get famous. Do community theater. Don't appear on a Bravo show, because if you do, you're going to get an amount of fame that's going to make you want to fuck everyone you're not supposed to. That's part of the deal you make when you're hot and famous. If you're going to date someone who's hot and famous, they're cheating on you, period. That's the rule, with very few exceptions.
Dom. Yeah, hot takes.
I just want to break it down, Erin, for the people. I just want to break it down.
I mean, now we know.
Yep. Okay, so wait, so what else happens? We're getting a little off track. So what else happens in the story of, like, before we go into our pitches?
I think we need to talk about Raquel.
Yeah, we do.
And
need
where
to talk about
everyone's
Raquel.
at with Raquel, because I have a lot of mixed feelings about Raquel, and I don't want to go first, so I want to hear what you guys have to say about.
Okay, first and foremost, Raquel then does, P.S. There's like statements happening, like everyone has their Instagram statement of like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know that I caused harm to people, blah, blah, very PR-esque statements happen. Everyone hates that. There's things trickling out every day. And then we get this completely not staged TMZ interview with Raquel sitting on a beach chair outside of a
as you do, just sit on a beach chair in front of a nail salon.
This extremely obviously staged interview with Raquel happens, and she pretends like, oh, I didn't see you there. Oh yeah, well, this is the thing, and blah blah blah, and like I'm not going to get into that, and tries to do this whole like the most poorly executed thing I've ever seen in my life. It was pathetic. Pathetic is how bad it was. Almost as pathetic as Lala and Katie on that trip, but just a scotch above that actually. And Lala's another one that I'm like, you think you're something, and you married Turtle.
Lala,
like
really,
the real
she's
Turtle.
Got it coming for her, and she should keep her mouth shut, baby. Because next season's going to be the Randall rain down, and she should just zip her lip because she is loving that this is not about her. Yeah, it is going to all come down on her, and I do not like that.
Yeah, agree. And so there's this like staged Raquel thing. I think Raquel, and first and foremost, I stand in solidarity with Raquel in this way. I will not call her Rachel, her real government name, because no one on this show goes by their government name.
Thank you. Agree.
Raquel is Raquel. If Lala can be Lala, Raquel can be Raquel. Jason can be Jax.
Agreed.
Sheena can be Sheena, even though I think that's Sheena's real name. But I think it's like, I really do think that's her real name. Ariana,
I do Sheena's name.
Yeah, I think it is her real name. Like we've never, Laura Lee, like how many people have we, trotted onto this
stage?
Just
let her be.
Can I weigh in on Raquel's
go ahead.
performance on that stage TMZ interview?
Yes.
I have 2 words. Golden Globe. That is what I want her to win for this interview. Was it staged? Sure.
Yes.
Was it ridiculous? 100%. Is that literally why we wake up in the morning to see that? And does she know?
Correct.
It? Yes.
Correct.
A+, Golden Globe, Best Ingenue, Best Actress, Best Film, all of it. All of it.
My mouth is just agape. I'm
shocked. Raquel, don't you dare hide from this, girl. Don't you dare, because there's one rule in life. You might fuck up. We all fuck up at some point. People fuck with us. We fuck with them. Sometimes people who are good do bad things, etc. You can't apologize for loving dick. And that is Raquel's only crime. That's just all there is to it. Did she fuck over a friend? Yes. Did she invigorate a show that was bubbling about whether or not we'd see it again?
But here's what makes me nervous, Dom.
Did she give them all a job for another year? Yes.
Thank you.
But here's what makes me nervous when she goes up against gals like Lala and she tries to kind of have a backbone. She's not really able to follow through. Do you know what I mean? I feel like part of what attracted her to Sandoval is that he seems to be able to stand up for her, be her mouthpiece, shoulder her a little bit. Like she might be getting a Golden Globe for that interview, but I don't know if she's necessarily bringing it. You know what I mean? She falls into like a Katie Ariana team for me.
No,
she seems a little too normal.
She gets tripped up in her, and even so, like even on that was a story point on the show that they were like, oh, Raquel's standing up for herself. Like that was like a huge part of it when but the thing that sucks is like I really want them to cast someone to come on the show and just be like good at being on TV. And like, you know what I mean? And that's why when people are always like, get Lala on Beverly Hills. I was like, Lala would be eviscerated on Beverly Hills. Like she doesn't have the money or anything. There's no, that world, the twain do not meet, but like, they're actually not that good at fighting on the show. And like, even when Charlie came to that boring ass trip, she in 5 minutes had them like fucked up. Like she was like, this is stupid. And I can't stand Charlie. And I was like, why is Charlie my favorite person on the show now?
Yep.
It was crazy. Anyway, going back to Raquel, Dom, I stand in solidarity with you now because
this could be a first too. I wonder if we have to get to the pitches soon, and I wonder how similar they're going to be. But my favorite thing about this entire affair is that it just reminds me of, remember last year when one of the Try Guys had an extramarital affair, and there was this whole movement about like, we're in tears, everything is broken, you have to leave, this is shameful. Raquel and Tom having an affair is literally, it's an employment opportunity for dozens of people. Even the people that have been most devastated by this in the back of their minds are thinking, thank you, Raquel.
No, there's a monetary gain for all involved.
Period. Yeah, and Ariana's going to come out on top. So
yeah,
that's something.
Also, like, for such a bland person on TV to then now become the sweetheart of America, like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, she should be sending Raquel flowers at the end of all this.
Sure, she could just nailed that Lifetime movie role or whatever that is.
Who won it? Yeah.
I feel like nobody cares about Tom Sandoval. You know, when we look at men throughout history, Brad Pitt, Chris Rock, Tiger Woods, David Letterman, Tom Sandoval. Men can do whatever the fuck they want. But I am a little nervous about Raquel and making sure that whatever happens with these pitches that we are protecting her, because I feel like she's going to get fucked here. You know, she's the Monica Lewinsky of this situation.
Yeah, she absolutely is. However, no, she kind of is.
That's actually a great analogy.
But he's not skating by. He's not skating by. Everyone literally fucking hates him.
Yeah, but he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He already got a weird digital deal for his band. I mean, he's gonna be fine. Like, I'm not worried about Tom.
There are already, first of all, on a personal level, there are already women lined up that would marry him without even a conversation. So where is he going to be hurt? His restaurant is going to explode, even if people come in there just to, like, you know, buy a $5 glass of water so they can scream "fuck Tom." They can do that and then walk out. Like,
I feel like he also has a redemption arc coming. He's going to start a charity. Like, I feel like he's going to weather this and it'll be hard for a little bit, but I don't know. We love to forgive men. We do.
The man only suffers in a situation like this where there's been provable abuse or assault, like a Matt Lauer situation. That's the only way if a man just cheats on his wife and it was consensual sex, they're going to be fine. Like these little known third hour GMA anchors, whoever the fuck they are, they're going to be fine, for God's sakes.
Just fine.
Nothing's going to, they cheated on their spouses, or I don't think she was married at the time, but they cheated on their spouses. He'll be on MSNBC in a minute with his own show or something. The men are always fine.
They fail up.
Yeah. Not co-signing that. It's just, that is the way it is. And that is
exactly elect him president, for fuck's sake. Sorry to say.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. You're speaking about Jimmy Carter, right? When you say that, that's a son of a bitch.
Never. I love Jimmy Carter. Oh, I would also just say I feel like there's like this energy around like, oh, Raquel's such a nice girl. She's a nice girl. It's giving me Brittany Jax vibes. Like, I don't trust Brittany as far as I could throw her. Like, there's something going on there. Do you know what I mean? They might play nice on TV or their persona, but they're just as demented as whatever the men they choose.
So what I have to say about Raquel is, when she is in that car and they're like driving and they said she like has that mental breakdown where she starts having a panic attack, and because she says, people have been asking me, now that you're not with James, who are you? And I don't know. I think that was like 100. Everyone's like, oh, she faked it. I think that was 100% real. And that was a glimpse into like who she is as a person.
Yeah, she's lost.
But what I will not tolerate are these people online that are saying Vanderpump Rules just doesn't even need Lisa Vanderpump anymore. How dare you? You don't, Chris?
Okay, they are correct.
Lisa Vanderpump is the RuPaul of Housewives. Like, I don't care how long the show goes on. There isn't one without her. There's just not. She is the queen of this genre, if only because she's been at it longer than most at this point and is just like unscathed. And at the stuff that should scathe her, she laughs like a Bond villain. Yeah. She is key to staying there and just keeping the peace. And I saw in that mid-season trailer, I cannot, for that fucking episode where she's just standing there crying at everyone that they have to act like adults. I'm like, yes!
Well, she
Get
also
involved!
The producers honestly bless, because the ways that they figure out to
how to insert her,
jam her in there,
be relevant on the show is it's truly like, you want to talk about Golden Globes, like like Emmys, Pulitzer prizes to those people, truly, because
don't do it.
couldn't
You
be
could
less...
do RuPaul's Drag Race without RuPaul, but don't you dare. Just don't do it. Just respect must be paid. All right, so now it is the moment of truth where Chris and I try to fix these famous people. So Erin, Chris and I are each going to pitch how to fix Scandoval, in this case, Tom and Raquel, and you will decide which of us has the more viable or your favorite pitch. You basically just have to pick a winner.
All right, let's do it. I can't wait to hear the pitches. I'm
Chris,
so excited.
Take it away.
Okay, so this was hard. I will say, usually like within 5 minutes of like really thinking about it, I'm like, okay, this is the pitch. I went back and forth a lot about this. This was very hard. This is, in my opinion, our hardest one we've done so far. Would you agree?
I think as far as the pitches,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Tom and Raquel are going to get on one of the biggest podcasts in the world. It's either going to be like Call Her Daddy or like, I don't know, Armchair Expert, or like one of the like Mark Maron, like, even though he'd be like, why, who are you? Like, but
he would need a primer.
Yeah, he would really need to, he'd be like, I'm being forced to do this, but they're going to do a very serious sit down podcast interview where they spill everything. And the party line amongst them is this. They are preying on the past deeds of everyone else on the show, and they are preying on the premise of the show. This is the point of what they're going to do. Tom is going to say, when we started this TV show 10 years ago, or 11, however many years ago, we were a bunch of actors and models that really wanted to make it. We wanted to be stars. We really did want to be actors. We wanted to be singers. You know, we were musicians. We really wanted to create art. This TV show fell in our lap because it was an easy way to get famous. It was an easy way for us to get noticed. The actual genuine drama was there in our friend group, and we knew that we couldn't pass it up, and it took off like wildfire. Throughout the years, we kept auditioning for things. They've always wanted to like actually do something that wasn't be a reality star and just be famous for being themselves. And Tom is going to say that I am the only person of the OGs of this show that still wants that. Everyone else has found their exit. They've went and done this. They've had kids. They've gotten married. They've done this. I still have a band. Yes, it's a cover band of a cover band. I have been opening up restaurants. I've been doing this. I'm the only person of our group that hasn't just rested on their laurels as a reality star. And I felt so disconnected from everyone else because I was still chasing my dreams. And in that, I hurt my life partner. I did things I regret. You know, I cheated on Ariana with Raquel. But when I was doing, you know, when I was trying to get my music out there, because remember, they had a band together, Ariana and remember, didn't they have like a song? This was a long time ago, but they had a song, like did a music video and stuff, and Ariana was a part of it. Like Ariana and I's relationship started where we were creating things together. We did our cocktail book. We had a music video where she was a guitarist with a bunch of dildos on a guitar. We did all these really cool creative things, and I'm still that person, and no one else in our group is anymore. And when I was there with my cover band and I was singing God knows what song, cover of who knows what, with my white nails and my weird hats and my my face that kind of looks like white Michael Jackson, am I wrong?
No.
I'm still that person. I'm still that 20-some-year-old guy that was shaving his forehead and putting on makeup to try to look good and be an artist. And Ariana's in the back having fun and hanging out and laughing and taking pictures with fans. Guess who was in the front row cheering for me like the biggest groupie in the world? Raquel. And because of that, I saw something that I desired, is to be looked at like I was someone who was creating art, and that caused
a lot of credit.
Everything.
Wow.
That caused everything. And that's what he says. And Raquel follows up with that with saying, I was in this cast. They did not like me. They all called me stupid. And they really, really, really did not like, I didn't feel like I had anyone's back. No one backed me up except for Tom Sandoval. No one defended me. I was all on an island by my own. Charlie, who's not even really a cast member anymore, is the only person defending me. And when he showed me that kindness, I wanted to repay it. And then this whole thing happened out of him being the person that, and we got caught up in it, and he felt young again, and I felt like I mattered, and then it got out of control. And we are so sorry, blah, blah, blah. They can say that they regret it, but now they're together, and they need to be together. They can't be like, and now we're going to, no, they have to be in love, quote unquote, for at least one season of this television show. And that is the podcast episode that they make. And that at least gets their side of the story out. That is not just like, we're both pieces of trash that wanted to fuck and now we ruined our whole lives.
That was quite gorgeous. I don't know if TMZ was interviewing you or what, or you're in front of a nail salon, but that was quite moving.
All right.
Wow, Dom, I'm nervous for you.
Dom, go ahead.
I feel, I'm wearing a little beanie today. I wish I was in the full Raquel TMZ interview outfit to deliver this pitch.
Well, you don't look unlike early Tom Sandoval. He loved like a black knitted beanie like that. Yes, truly. You really are cosplaying.
Well, I mean, when you say that I'm younger than early on, Tom, when you're saying I'm younger than someone who I know is already much younger than me, I almost want to forfeit my pitch and just give you the prize and a kiss on the cheek. Okay, but I digress. So what I think is that a third restaurant needs to open up on Santa Monica Boulevard. The name of the restaurant is Ra. R-A. It's the god of the sun. The sun meaning a new day is dawning. Ra. Ra. R-A stands for Raquel and Ariana. You turn the entire town of West Hollywood into the set of Vanderpump Rules. It's not even just about a baseball cap where you're team him, team her. It's literally you're going to spend your dollars on the team that you support. Raquel and Ariana have to put their differences aside. Understand that like all the women...
so they're opening the restaurant together?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, Raquel and Ariana are finally going to say... They are going to say to each other after 10 years of the men on this show skating by the way that Tom and Tom are going to after all the shit they've pulled. Let's flip the script, show that we are the better gender, the better thinkers, and we're thinking about our future unattached to these guys. That rather, we know that they're going to be fine no matter what. So let's hurt them in the only way we probably can, which is just to put them out of business and to open up a restaurant directly across the street. Every woman, every person who's ever been cheated on or disappointed will go to this restaurant. Now, Raquel's going to have to change her narrative a little bit here. As I've said previously, I love a whore and there's nothing wrong with it, but she's got to be a little more, not apologetic, but she's got to be a little more regretful. And I think her being new to life, basically, and obviously a little, I'm going to say she's a little less intelligent and not in a mean way. I think that whenever you're new to joining a reality show, and I know she's been on it for 5 years or something at this point.
Like 2.
Not that long? No, like 3. 5. Oh, they're always in the worst spot because when you're in that spot, you have to do shit to make sure you're going to stay on that show. And I think that the cast of Vanderpump should go along with it because no matter how you slice it, other than Lisa, they have Raquel to thank for this renewed interest in the show, which could literally propel it another 5-10 years. As far as fixing Tom, I'm uninterested. I don't think he can do anything that would be considered redemptive. He is a man. He's a good-looking man with money. He almost doesn't need help because it doesn't matter. There are serial killers who look like him that have a list a mile long of people that will marry them. He's no different. He's not going to ever be in pain. So the women on the show, as women often do in history, and I apologize, but they're going to have to be the bigger, better people, settle their differences, and open up Ra, the restaurant worshiping the god of the sun, as we are all born anew every day. And that is my pitch. Nothing for Tom. I'm just interested.
Tom, when you pitched it originally, I thought you meant that Tom and Raquel should open a restaurant together, and I was very confused. And then now I'm following.
Which isn't a horrible idea, but it would never.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't deserve. I don't want to fix him. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he doesn't need this podcast. I do think that Ariana, not insulting their intelligence, but I think Ariana and Raquel do need suggestions. Like, there's money to be made here. Raquel does not need to apologize for loving dick. None of us ever do. Let's just make that a point. But she did fuck over a friend. The person who should be apologizing is Tom. Yes, Raquel owes Ariana many apologies, but the way to make it up to her is to help her put this asshole out of business and just open a restaurant. Join forces with your enemy. You're never stronger than when you do something like that. And that's my pitch.
Those are some beautiful pitches, guys. John,
we're passionate. We're passionate about the important things.
I have a follow-up though. So do you know that Ariana and Katie Maloney are opening up a sandwich shop called Something About Her, which is the hat I keep putting on and off? So do you think this is in conflict with that business? Because Ariana's already going into a restaurant business. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I believe is also
that is a wrench. That is a wrench in my plan. That is a wrench.
Little bit of a wrench.
Yep.
I will say I love the idea, as I was thinking about pitches. I loved the idea of Raquel teaming up with the women in some way. I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Tom's going to screw her over at some point. She can't trust him.
Well, of course. Yeah.
I don't think she really has the chutzpah to really carry on in a reality star role. I don't know. I feel like she almost needs to marry like Harry Styles and just ride off into the sunset on this.
Oh, wow.
I don't think she
big
has.
Swing.
Wow.
Big swing.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying though? Like
Yes,
finds her identity through her partnership. She just needs to find somebody, a Bob, Joe, Harry Styles, and just like get on with it.
Yeah.
I think for that reason, Chris, I'm going to root for yours. I'm going to nominate your pitch only also because I would die for this interview. I want to know when it started. I want to know how it happened. And to be honest, I feel that Raquel is lost. I feel that Tom was a space for her in the show. Like the narrative that you're telling me, that's also the Tom Sandoval that I love. He's the dreamer. He's the artist. He's the yada yada. Like that bamboozled me the first time. I'm ready to receive it again.
And again, like we want this interview. Like, you know what I mean? You said it. Like you want to.
I would pay $100 for this interview.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Oprah to do the interview. I mean, I don't know who we can find. I mean, and I've also listened to like Stassi's podcast and Kristen's. Like, I don't like any of those people, but I need to know where everybody is at in this.
I was listening to Nick Viall's podcast with Kristen Doty.
Yeah.
Do you think I wanted to do that? No. Did I do it for the betterment of
Does anyone
our
want to think about Kristen Doty ever again? No.
No. But did I do that
Mic her up.
Yeah. Did I do that for you? Yes. Okay. I think we did it.
That was gorgeous.
Another win in my cap.
Tom,
I needed this one. I really needed this one. You've been getting me on the last couple, so I needed one.
I'm actually happy for you as your friend that you have this pitch because I know that we've been talking about this for weeks, and I'm genuinely happy that I fell short today.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm happy for you. And basically, to Tom and Raquel, I mean, you're welcome.
Yeah, you are welcome.
We've fixed
you.
Erin, tell us a teeny little bit about your podcast and where people can find you.
Oh boy. Well, I'm on Instagram at my name, Erin Bagwell. I just live there full time, always doing something. And my podcast, Love in Common, our tagline is an ex-evangelical boomer, a gay artist, and a frazzled stay-at-home mom walk into a room and dig into life's big questions. So it's just our three perspectives.
You can see Year One and Dream Girl on YouTube. If you guys can't find it, message me and I'll send you the link. Erin, thank you so much for being here. I know
Thank you guys. Thank you. This
we'll
was the best.
We'll have to do a part 2 follow-up after the reunion for sure.
I can't wait.
Dom, where can people find you?
Oh, they can find me at my website, domandterry.com, or they can look me up on social media. My name's Dominick Pupa. You can try whatever spelling you want.
You can find me at the Chris DeRosa. Please rate and review the show and write in your review who you want us to fix next. Again, Erin, thank you so much. And where's Shelly? Goodbye.